There it is. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a lovely, lovely evening here in the Middle East, and time for round 2 of the Race Spec Esports PS4 Tier 2 Pacific Series here at Secure International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix, a circuit of 5.41 kilometers and 15 corners. It's one of the better racetracks designed by track making supremo Herman Tilke. It's an all-round pretty okay racetrack in real life. In the game, however, I hate this track because I'm so unbelievably bad at it. Hello, Banana. I can see you in the chat writing out in capital letters, so then you know how excited you are. With this racetrack, there is a couple of hot spots we have to look out for. We have to look out for turn 1, turn 4 and turn 11 for overtaking, particularly as they come after DRS zones. It's kind of a given. I'm surprised you haven't done the emotes yet, to be perfectly honest, Banana. I thought it was like a tradition that you have to have the emotes at the top of the stream, but oh well, it's nice to see something different, I suppose. And other places that we have to look out for on the racetrack as well: turn 9 and 10, a very difficult braking zone indeed, and turn 12, as I found out in Tier 3, it is still an auto spin curve. If you take turn 12 wrong, which is the fast right-hander just before the end of the second sector, as you can see on the minimap, if you hit the inside curve wrong, yeah, your car will spin out. Not a lot of fun. But it's time for qualifying to begin. The 18 minutes of qualifying, 19 drivers here. It's almost a full grid, almost. And I believe the first driver on track is Blocky Rex. There he is. Everyone's joining the stream. Fantastic. Coming around now. Anything else about this circuit that's particularly noteworthy? Not really. It's sort of a meh racetrack in video games. Not a lot of people enjoy the track. I'm sure there are a couple of people who do. But the track requires you to use as little downforce as you possibly can to try and maximize it on the straights. But the middle sector is just horrible to drive through without all the aero. It's just absolutely horrible. And couple that with the severe tyre wear that this track has, you have to use harder tyres all the time, the medium and the hard compounds in particular. It's just a not very pleasant racetrack to drive around. Well, here we go. Blocky Rex will take you on a guided tour of this racetrack. Heading into turn 1, heavy braking zone, 70 km/h apex, through turn 2, 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear, DRS open again. Now heading up to turn 4, another heavy braking zone, braking at the 100 board, 3rd gear, on the throttle, up into 4th, 5th, 6th gear, heading into the high speed S's at the beginning of the second sector. Now into turn 8. Now those who aren't using ABS, there's going to be a massive black spot at the apex of turn 8 because of the amount of people locking up into there. Into turns 9 and 10, very much a highlight of the racetrack, very difficult to negotiate, particularly for those without assists. Down the back straightaway, into turn 11, very fast left-hander, uphill. Then into turn 12, you have to sort of avoid the inside curve. Then into 13, very nicely done by Blocky. Down the long straightaway into turns 14 and 15. There are 2 corners here. Here's 14, hard on the brakes, 4th gear, 3rd gear. Then that's 15, that sort of kink on the exit. That's turn 15, DRS open. It's a 1 minute 27.3. That's the benchmark on the medium tyre as well. That's actually pretty respectable, not going to lie. There's a couple coming around. Ramsey is one of them on the medium tyre as well, goes second fastest. Then Mr. Dre, now he's on the soft tyre, a 1 minute 25.8. He is quickest by 6 tenths of a second to Kuda in the other Red Bull. Let's see, who else is on the flyer? Benny MC in the McLaren jumps up to P2, a 26 flat. Grim Reaper in the Williams coming up to the line does a 1 minute 27.3. At the moment the Williams are 4th and 6th. Still a lot of drivers though to set a flying lap. Joggles in the AlphaTauri jumps up to 3rd, a 10th behind Benny, 1 minute 26.157. Just under a 10th of a second behind. A couple of drivers just peeling off the racetrack, trying to give each other some space. Dermy in the other McLaren going to try and set a lap time as Kickbutt Kiwi jumps up to P2 with a 25.9. Remember, this is only very early in the session. These times are going to be toppled quite easily. With track evolution and with everyone going to be running as little fuel as they possibly can, we might see times in the mid to low 25s. Will we see a 24? Probably not. It will be a bit of a stretch, but anything's possible. See there Dermy locking up into turn 10. An incredibly complex section. It looks simple in shape. Elevation change and how rapidly the corner tightens from 9 to 10. It's very difficult to negotiate. And also the exit. Not a lot of people talk about the exit. You have to be very, very gentle on the throttle if you're not using traction control. So easy to get on the throttle too early and get wheel spin and potentially spin your car out. But if you get wheel spin and not spin out, then you'll get a horrible run onto the back straightaway because you're not carrying enough exit speed, as Dermy only does an 11th best time at 28.1. I'm sure he's got plenty more in the tank that he can show. Iceman in the Renault, number 13. Coming up to the line, does a 26.4. So I'm kind of expecting a lot of these guys to be in the 26s. It's what it was in Tier 3. Expect these guys to be a bit quicker. They most certainly are, looking at the top of the table. But Hawk's coming through on the medium tyre as well. It'll be interesting to see how strategies are going to play out here. I was talking to a group of guys just before the Tier 3 race, and a lot of them were tossing up between a one-stop or a two-stop strategy here at Bahrain. It's either a medium to hard strategy, or maybe even soft to hard as well, or as Hawks has a moment out of turn 8, or medium if I remember correctly. Soft tyre burn up quite a bit around here. So obviously with this medium to hard or soft to hard strategy, you get an advantage in track position. But if you do a two-stop, you get to be more aggressive and you're on fresher tyres and more grippier tyres as well. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. In the Tier 3 race at least, the one-stop strategy seemed to be the more preferable one. We've got a brief yellow in Sector 2, don't need to worry about it. As Forks is going to complete his lap, it's going to be a 28.6. You can see how much more difficult it is on that medium tyre. If I go to best, you can see the massive pace difference. The best medium time a 27.3, best soft time a 25.6, as G4 Server in the AlphaTauri jumps to the top of the table by a bit over 0.2 of a second. Blocky is coming through 9 and 10. Nice camera shot there, I actually like that one. Down the back straightaway, DRS wide open. F1 Hawk jumps up to P2 at 25.7. This is a track evolution taking place. This track is only going to get quicker and quicker and quicker as the timer runs down. Blocky is 0.8 up. This will put him firmly in the 26s. He's going to be challenging the likes of Kuda and Iceman at this rate. Through the final 2 corners on the Bahrain circuit. Coming out of the final corner, DRS open for one last time. It's a 26-1. He's found even more time in the final sector, puts him P6. Showing a lot out there at the moment. Now GeForce Dre, if I'm not mistaken, is on a flyer. Looks incredibly quick at the moment. That car looks very nice. Through 12. Using all of the track on entry just to try and open up turn 13. Carry as much speed as you possibly can. Heading up to the final 2 corners, the same thing with turn 14. Open the corner up, try and carry as much mid-corner speed as you can. Up to the line, it's a 25.6. Basically matching server, half a tenth of a second separating the top 2 at the moment. Conrad has jumped up to P5 in the Williams. Kickbutt Kiwi's just about to start a second flying lap. That Benny MC, it is. He's jumped up to P4 with a 25.9. So there we go. A lot of the drivers in that. Well, the top times at the moment are in the mid 25s. That's where the drivers have to aim for. But it seems a lot of the drivers are in the mid to low 26s. That seems to be the average time of the field. It's Kickbutt Kiwi. Heading up to turn 1. Into turn 2. Turn 3. DRS open. Let's see, how much time does he make in the first sector? Through turn 4. Misses the apex a little bit. Can he get a good exit? He can. But how much time has he lost? He's lost 2 tenths. He's going to soldier on with the lap anyway. Through the high-speed S's, into the hairpin of 8. There's a Haas parking next to the racetrack, trying to get out of everyone's way. Through 10. Hard on the throttle, up the gears. Down the back straightaway. Heading towards turn 11. Now to 5th gear. 160 km/h apex, hard on the throttle. Then through 12, trying to avoid the inside curb. Into turn 13. He's apparently purple in sector 2, which is quite impressive. Suggests to me that he's actually got a fair amount of aero in comparison to everyone else. Slow car through sector 1, don't need to worry. And he's actually going to peel into the pit lane. So he's going to probably wait right till the end of the session, as GeForce Benny is being held up by his teammate Dermy. As Banana Cake jumps up to 15th, I reckon this man's going to be very, very quick. OP Magic. Seen this man in a few league races, and I reckon he's going to be towards the top of the table. We're right on board for the entire lap. So long as he doesn't invalidate, of course. Through turn 3, dearie me. Into turn 4. 3rd gear. Bit of a lock-up. Gets a good exit. Now the high-speed S's begin, and he's apparently purple in sector 1. Red Bull pulling off to the side of the circuit. Very nicely done. Now 9 and 10. How much does he lock up? He doesn't lock up at all. DRS wide open. Into turn 11. Now the climb begins. Into turn 12. Let's see. He's purple in the 2nd sector. A wide run through the final corner, and he invalidates. Is he going to push on with his lap? No, he's not. He's going to peel into the pits. So, OP Magic looks promising. Championship runner-up from Season 2, Misty Griffin, currently in 18th. The chat, just prior to the race, that he's finally going to no assists. He wants to try and get quicker in this game. Going no assists is the only way to do that. That way you have full control over. Coming through the final corner, he's up, but by how much? Across the line. He does improve in terms of time, but not in terms of position. He stays 18th. Three and a half minutes left in the session. F1 Hawk. Apparently purple in sector 2. Coming up into the final two corners of the track. It's a superb exit. DRS wide open. It's a 25.3. There we go. We're into the low 25s now. How much more time is there to be found? Mr. Dre, he must be on a... Not sure what he's doing. He must have invalidated through the first sector somewhere. He's just coasting the car around. Blocky Rex at the moment doing a superb job in the top 4. He is on an in-lap, okay, so is F1 Hawk. Is that Server leaving the pit lane? It is, so Server's out for his final flying lap as well, as he proceeds to leave the racetrack. For Zach Conrad, it is. He's improved to P4. So, G4 Spenny on his final flying lap, currently P9. Just inside of the top 10. He wants to try and get towards the front for sure. You don't want to be in this midfield here at Bahrain. It's not the place where you want to be, especially heading through turns 1, 2 and 3. It can be a bit of a mess. Through the high-speed S's goes the McLaren. A bit of traffic, but it gets out of the way through turn 8. Not the greatest camera shot, but it will do. Around turn 10. Down the back straightaway. Once again, DRS open. A lot of traffic, but they all get out of the way. Into turn 11. Now turn 12. More traffic. It's Grim Reaper as Hawk retires from the session. So these guys have to try and find 3/10. The guys at the top at the very least. But it's absolutely amazing to see how close it is at the moment. As G4 Spenny MC, the final corner, DRS open to the line, does a 25.8, puts in P8. Let's see, Dre, he's down on his time. Server, he's equaled his time. He needs to find 3/10 of a second. What about defending champion Harass? He's found 3/10. Oh, on his previous best. Is he on a flyer? No, he mustn't be. So it's literally down to Server to try and snag pole position. G4 Straight is out. He qualifies 3rd. That's the best he can do. Still quite a few drivers on flying laps. What can Server do? Into the final two corners. 25.360 is what he has to be. It's a 25.5. He only just improves. It's not enough. It seems that F1 Hawk at this rate has got pole. Still have a lot of drivers set flying laps, and look at that train. There's a lot of drivers in that train. Who can snatch away? Can anyone snatch pole away? They've got a lot of time that they have to find. What about Roscoe Arm? Look at that. These guys would be kind of angry with themselves, getting stuck in the dirty air. 2 turn 12. This is actually kind of hectic to see like this in qualifying. Incredibly bunched up as Roscoe Arm invalidates his time. What about Kuda? He's up by a 10th. At this rate, he might jump up 1, maybe 2 positions. But Kiwi jumps up to 5th. Kuda comes across the line and goes to 7th. And that will end qualifying as well here at Bahrain. And it's F1 Hawk for Haas F1 who will start on pole position. 1 minute 25.360. OP magic. It's a Haas 1-2. Completely forgot about OP. He was right at the bottom of the table. He didn't set a flying lap at the end of the session. So it's a Haas 1-2. Both of them separated by a 10th, and Server in 3rd, Dre in 4th, Kipa Kiwi 5th, Conrad Strait in 6th, Kuda in 7th, Blocky Rex in 8th, Joggles 9th, and Harass rounds out the top 10. And all of them will be starting on the soft compound of tyre. It will be interesting to see what strategies these guys are going to go for in the race. Both the drivers inside the top 10 and drivers outside. Whether the drivers inside the top 10 will do a soft to hard strategy, or they're going to try and gamble with the 2-stop. And same with the drivers outside of the top 10, whether they're going to start on the softs or the mediums. I don't think the hard is a very good tyre to start on, because there just might be a safety car right at the start of the race. So yeah, it would be interesting to see actually. Would the hards be an alright tyre to start on? I don't think so. I think it would have to be either softs or mediums, I think, for the start. From 5th to 13th. Oh, don't worry, Banana. The night is long, particularly here in Bahrain. But we're going to get this race underway. Drivers will just be fine-tuning their setup, choosing how much fuel they want in the car, and choosing what strategies they want to go with. We'll finally get this race underway. Session counter counts down to 0, and let's get the formation lap underway. There we go. So it's a Haas 1-2, the first time I have ever seen that in my commentary career. I have never seen a Haas 1-2 ever. Now let's have a look at what everyone is doing. Obviously the top 10 are starting on the soft compound tyre, but in 11th all the way down to 16th, all of these drivers are starting on the medium compound tyre. Benny, Grim Reaper, Banana, Ramsey, Hawks and Iceman, all of them on the mediums. Roscoe Arm has decided to buck the trend. In 17th place, he's on the soft compound tyre. Derby in 18th is on the hards, with Misty Griffin in 19th on the medium tyre. So if Roscoe Arm and Dermy picked medium tyres, we would have had this nice even split down the middle of drivers on softs and mediums, but oh well, that's okay. We'll see how those two will sort of play their races out. Whether Roscoe Arm is actually going to do a 2-stop strategy with that soft tyre, I guess we'll have to wait. And Dermy as well, he's planning to run really, really long for the first couple of laps. Try and just have a clean, pick off a few people towards the end. There's the predicted tyre stop strategy. Like I said before, mediums are hards or soft, medium, medium. It's the way to go here at Bahrain. As the field is quite spread out, not going to lie, Harass is bunching up the field quite a bit in 10th place. 29 laps here at Bahrain. It's a very long race. It's even longer if there's a safety car or two. Pretty much, that's how it worked in Tier 3. But whether or not that will work in Tier 2, who knows? Because you guys are a completely different class of driver. you're able to get more out of the car. Get more speed, get more tyre life. And also there wasn't a safety car in that race as well. There was only one virtual in Tier 3. Alright, the drivers are all lined back up into their respective grid slots. There's Misty Griffin parking up in 19th place, so let's get this thing underway, shall we? Here in Bahrain, we've got 5 red lights. And it's out and away we go here in Bahrain. And it seems that the two Haas's have gotten a magnificent start. Hawk leads in front of OP Magic, and the AlphaTauri of G4 Server around the outside trying to create something, but he just simply can't. The Haas's are leading 1-2, and they're actually going to exchange position here. Look at that scramble. Drivers trying to find track position, and everyone seems to have gotten through relatively okay, it seems. Oh, the car understeering off the circuit in the background. I think that was Dermy. Side by side goes Cuda and G-Force Dre. Right on board with Jay. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's a horrible camera shot. Come on, Codemasters, work with me here. The two Mercedes side by side into turn 9, then turn 10. Oh, Dre having to stamp on the brakes, try and not collect his teammate. Everyone's negotiated turn 10 pretty well. Going back up to the top 2. F1 Hawk leads. OP Magic in second, and Kickbutt Kiwi's had a moment off the racetrack and down the order. Racing Point are now 18th and 19th. This is exactly how it happened in Tier 3 as well. And a spin! Iceman has spun, and thank goodness he ghosted. Otherwise, that could have been an almighty accident. But now everyone has seemed to have gone through lap 1 relatively okay. F1 Hawk leads, OP Magic in second as the leaderboard decides to shit itself, because of course it does, as Blocky Rex is in the pits. Where did he start? He started from 8th place. He's now down in stone dead last. Deary me. Got a lot of work to do. Well, actually, no. No, that's right. That's absolutely right. Just have to wait until the leaderboard fixes itself. There we go. There's your top 4. We'll go back to the midfield. What's going on here? We have blue flags already for some bloody reason. See that on the side. In single file, no one really attacking each other. Conrad is starting to gain a little bit on server. 0.4 of a second separating 3rd and 4th place. Dear me. But these top 4 have sort of pulled away. Cuda isn't too far behind in 5th, but he's got a lot of drivers hunting him down. Might make a little bit of hard work for him to try and catch up to the top 4. F1 Hawk sets the fastest lap, and the clear air as DRS is now enabled. Now Conrad, if he's got good straight line speed, he might be able to challenge Server here into turn 4 through turn 2. Turn 3, DRS open, and he's not able to. Both drivers having DRS, they sort of equal each other out. Unable to make any sort of advances on each other. Looking back, Cuda in 5th. He's got Harass, Dre and Joggles all hunting him down for 5th. So we've got a battle pack of 4 racing for 1st. Got a battle pack of 4 racing for 5th. What's going on back here? Benny and Roscoe Arm are close to each other, fighting for 9th and 10th place. Banana isn't too far behind. And you can see here that Roscoe Arm has actually got the best start out of the lot. Up 7 positions from the start, from 17th to 10th. Taking full advantage of the soft tyre. Happened to Conrad. He's made a mistake at turn 12. He's missing a front end plate as well. Kuda goes off the racetrack. Very wide indeed. Did Conrad have a coming together with Server? Did he lose it by himself? As Joggles trying to find a way past the stricken Williams. As Conrad goes into the pits for a front wing change. Ah, oh, dearie me. So now the battle pack of 4 has turned into a battle pack of 3 as Server gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. What happened to Conrad, I wonder? End plate damage. It wasn't much, but when you get damage around here, you really have to go in and get it replaced. Can't really fight it. The track is already demanding enough when the car's perfect. Top 3 battling each other well, and look at this behind. Roscoe, Benny, Banana, Ramsey, Hawks, Kickbutt Kiwi and Grim Reaper are side by side through turn 10. Oh, in contact! Luckily that didn't result in a massive accident that could have. Hello. What is this? Here. Kiwi stays in front. Yeah, the two drivers making contact at 9. Sort of stumbling over each other. And now they've lost a lot of time to the cars in front. Diesel Stray might be trying to make a move on his teammate. He has, down the inside at turn 14. Joggles might follow through here. Side by side on the pit straight. Joggles is definitely going to take advantage of this. Which way is he going to go though? Is he going to go left or is he going to go right? He's going to go neither. He's just going to wait nice patiently. Dre makes a move for 5th. Through turn 2, into turn 3. Now Harass gets DRS. Is he going to counter-attack? Oh, Dre has DRS as well. So he isn't really able to counter-attack though. Looking back, you can see that on the mini-map. Look at that. These clusters of cars. You've got the top 3. Then you've got 4th all the way down to 7th. Then you've got 8th all the way down to 14th. And not too far behind that there's Dermy, and he's got 2 guys hunting him down in the form of Iceman. Very odd stuff here at Bahrain. As well, that's not good. Server's lagged out. The only challenger to the Haas 1-2 has just dropped out of the session and is losing a lot of time right now. 2 seconds now, 2.2 seconds. He was right on the back of these two. Kuda's going to try and gobble him up. So this battle here, that was for 4th, now a battle for 3rd. Server still hasn't joined the session. Has he got an invite? As Hawk gets overtaken by his teammate, around the outside goes OP Magic. Hawk cuts across him, very nice stuff between those two. Has he got an invite? Give me a minute. Where are you? I mean, if he hasn't got an invite. Oh, he joined back. There we go. Jesus. That's a nice thing about a spectator now, is that you can send invites and have to make the drivers do it. But I'm pretty sure there were some backup invites sent. I'm pretty sure. But Server rejoins and Harass goes through G4 Server and he falls all the way down to 6. So from a potential podium position, oh, he's still not there, is he? Not quite. Okay, he's there now. He's now down in 8th place. So from 3rd to 8th. Pissed off about that, I'm sure, but he'll put his head down, get on with it. as F1 Hawk comes in, so he's doing a 2-stop, I think. Soft tyres. This is all part of the Gunther Steiner strategy. And he's in clear air as well, so he's really able to put the hammer down. Problem is though, he'll gain a lot of time out of it. It's just when he catches up to the medium runners. He's going to be that much quicker. He'll need to get past them as soon as possible. The server still going slow. Something's not right with that car. Something's not right with him. Time lot of positions. I'm not quite sure what it is at the moment. Hopefully now it's all sorted and he's able to put the hammer down. Through turn 11 does the midfield. Look at that midfield too. Is that harassed? Sort of leading this train. In 4th place, 5th place is Joggles, Roscoe Arm in 6th, he's not too far behind. Through the final 2 corners on the racetrack. DRS open and Joggles, that was a bit abrupt. He goes into the pits. So he's going to do a 2-stop strategy as well from the looks of things. But you can see how much time you lose in the pits as well. It's a very long pit lane at Bahrain. Sort of another incentive to go for the 1-stop because you're spending less time in the pits. Kick Butt Kiwi under attack from Ramsey and Grim Reaper as server has left the session again. So something's not right at all. Kick Butt Kiwi. Those soft tyres are going to start switching off, so these two have got the upper hand at the moment. Ooh, what's happened here? That's Misty Griffin. Again, he's learning at the moment, not using assists. It is a big stepping stone to go from assist to no assist, believe me. First ever time I went no assist was at Barcelona. My word, 3rd sector was just locking up everywhere. I really couldn't touch the brakes at all through there. As G-Force Benny makes a move for 5th place. He's joined back. Hopefully he'll be alright. Ooh, there's Harass. Does a dummy, I guess. Kuda in the pits. Onto the medium tyre, he's doing a 2-stop. A lot of exchanging of positions going on here. My word, look at this. Look at this! What in God's name is this? Roscoe Arm, Benny, Banana, Harass, and Hawks. All of them on different strategies as well. You can see they're defending. Now he's going to try and attack. Oh, Banana has to check up a little. And Dre isn't too far behind this either. Too far in front of this either. He's not careful. These guys might catch up. The leaderboard proceeds to shit itself again as Joggles gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. I actually don't know where you would gather one other than turn 2 probably. I struggle to get warnings around here as Misty Griffin gets 3 seconds. And here we go into the 3rd sector. This awesome battle for what is currently P3. Of course, pit rotations will shake up everything. I'm sure Benny's going to launch an attack here. He wants to get a front of Roscoe Arm. Is Roscoe Arm going in, or is he selling a dummy? No, he's going in. Same with Dre. So what's Banana going to do? There's Hawks. He's just going to wait. He's going to be a patient Banana. Through turn 1. Into turn 2 and 3. He isn't able to really capitalise with the DRS just yet. He needs to get a bit closer. Hawks, on the other hand, has gained a fair amount of time. You can see when I flicked backwards from Banana's POV, this man was quite a fair way behind. He's gained a lot. He's got a lot of straight line speed, it seems, using that Ferrari master engine through turn 8 into turns 9 and 10. Let's see what he can do. Doesn't look up. Through turn 10 relatively well. He isn't close enough to try and launch an attack on Banana. Looking behind, Ramsey is fighting with Grim Reaper for what is currently P5. Sure, OP Magic will be going into the pits as well this lap. But onto what tyre, I wonder. Dre is on the hards as well. Same with Ross, for that matter. So they're doing a one-stop strategy. What is OP going to do? I'm sure it's going to be a one-stop. His teammate is currently in 7th place rather as well. So naturally, F1 Hawk's going to end up in front of OP. But if OP's doing a one-stop, which it appears as is doing, yep, it's a one-stop, he'll have the advantage of having to do one less pit stop, which is about maybe 20 seconds in the pits. It is quite long. But out he comes into traffic as well. There's Kuda and Dermy, and I believe that's Joggles. Yep, that's Joggles. It's very hairy to see two drivers go side by side through turn 2 because of how contact works when a driver hits a side pod. So if you hit one, you pretty much instantly spin out. Through the high-speed S's goes OP Magic. So you can see now OP 11th, his teammate is 6th. Those two were running 1 and 2 before the pit stops began. However, F1 Hawk has to make another pit stop. He needs about 20 or so seconds between himself and his teammate to stay out in front. At the moment, the gap, 6 seconds to leader, 16 seconds to leader. So he needs to make about 10 seconds or so, maybe 8 seconds, to try and stay in front of his teammate. Going back up to the front, there seems to be a bit of action. Benny, Banana, Hawks down the pit straight away, heading towards turn 1. Unable to attack each other. They're all sort of stagnant at the moment. Heading into turn 4. Unable to really do much, these three. Again, very stagnant. Looking behind, Hawk's now in 4th place on those soft tyres. He needs clear air, and he's gone a bit, but he's got the top 3 to deal with as well, if the top 3 don't pit within the next couple of laps. But he really needs that clear air to try and set some really good laps down. Try and build about the 20-second margin to his teammate. At the moment, 4 seconds, 15, it's about 11. No, it's about 10.5 seconds actually, separating the two teammates. F1 Hawk has got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. But if he can pull it off, then we might see a nice little battle for the race win between the two Haas drivers. As Banana comes into the pits, you can see there all the drivers who haven't made a stop yet. All of them are medium runners, except for the Dermy. He's on the hards. Into the pits goes Kuda, I believe. No, Ramsey. Onto the hard tyre and a wing change as well. So that might have been a bit premature for Ramsey in terms of the original plan. Getting contact with someone, having to come into the pits. Go back up to the top 2. Seems where the battling is at. Not There is a bit going on further back. We'll flip back when we can. Benny holding off the Ferrari of Hawks. You can see over the course of a lap, F1 Hawk has gained about a second on the top two. Needs to gain a bit more than that though, as he almost goes off the racetrack on the straight. Dearie me. Try and keep it within the white lines. Joggle's coming around. He's on fresh softs. Driver in front, Iceman. He hasn't made a pit stop yet. He might be in the next 2 laps. As Hawk has made an overtake, as Benny goes into the pit lane. As Reaper follows him as well. I thought that he was going to speed in the pit lane then. Onto the hard compound tyre goes Benny MC. Grim Reaper, he'll be doing the same thing as well. He's going to go to the end of the race on the hard tyre. Quick tyre change and away he goes. Now all of the hard runners at the end of the race. Everyone else has to make a pit stop. As OP Magic makes a move for 4th. Overtakes Kuda. Oh, and Kuda goes almost into the back of him. That was close. Oh, that was close again. Between those two. OP, he's got a good feel of this racetrack it seems on the hard tyre. Able to pull away from the medium runner. And let's see, back to the leader. Gap between OP Magic and F1 Hawk is back to 10 seconds, so yeah. We'll see how this pans out, but it's not looking good for F1 Hawk at the moment. Sector 2 yellow flags, that's Alpha Tauri, that's G-Force Server. That's the AI, isn't it? It is. It's had a moment. Is it? No, it can't be. That has to be Server. Oh god. Yeah, it is. There's no cross next to his name. He's just having a bit of a hard time at the moment. Hawks comes in for his one and only pit stop. He comes out in 12th, and he's out in this battle pack, fighting for 9th. Banana Cake Pie currently leading said battle pack. Kuda gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Deary me. Still not a great deal going on. The guys are close to each other, but they're not properly battling. It's a bit disappointing to see. And it's not their fault. It's the track's fault. This is typical Bahrain. Like, the guys will just make a sort of one and done move. Oh, as Conrad is jumping around the straight a little bit. Kickbutt Kiwi makes a move for 7th place on Dermy. Dermy on those 14 lap old hards. He'll be going another lap or 2 and he'll switch to the mediums, or he'll go to about lap 20 and go on to the soft compound tyre. As F1 Hawk makes his 2nd and final pit stop. There goes Joggles. He has to make a pit stop. And there goes OP Magic. Medium tyre. Now, Hawk will be quicker than his teammate on tyre, but he has to get past Roscoe Arm and Dre. Both of them can go to the end of the race. So where does he come out? He comes out in 12th. So, in terms of F1 Hawk, all of the drivers who can make it to the end, you got Hawks, no, in order, Benny MC, Hawks, Banana Cake Pie, Roscoe Arm, and G-Force Dre. He needs to overtake 6 cars in order to try and catch up to this man. He's got a lot of work to do with only 13 laps to go. And he gets a 3-second time penalty to make that job even harder. But yeah, you can see all these guys are stupidly close together. Look at this. All three of them. Four of them. Stupid close. And not too far behind that, there's a battle for 12th between Benny and F1 Hawk as Roscoe Arm leads the section, and he's in 5th. Oh no. Ah, dearie me. These guys are really not fighting, are they? But again, they're not really able to as Kickbutt Kiwi overtakes Roscoe Arm, as Joggles comes in for his final stop as well. So that will promote Dre up into P3 and Kickbutt Kiwi into P4. Server has retired from the session. He's crashed, as a matter of fact, at the exit of turn 8 heading towards turn 9. That's entirely possible that that could be a safety car. Sector 2 yellow flags, it's still Sector 2. The leaders are heading towards there now. We'll ride on board, shall we? Has the car despawned yet? Not yet. That's on the racing line. How is that not a safety car? Damn it, game, you are so confusing. Like, you'll bring a safety car out if there's debris on the circuit. Like, it's that sensitive. And there is a car dead on the racing line and there's no safety car. Are you kidding? This is... Oh my god. I mean, that really would have thrown a bone towards Dermy and that hard strategy. That incident that could have caused a safety car. He might be able to hold on to that 5th place if there was one to come out. Because a lot of these guys would probably go in, get off the hard tyre and onto the mediums and go to the end. Maybe some might gamble on a softer tyre as well. But no. Apparently, having a car that is dead on the racing line is completely fine. Yellow flags, just tell the drivers, just be careful. There's just a dead Alpha Tauri just in the middle of the circuit. You know, just take a bit of caution, you know, just chill out. Oh, game just does not make sense. Anywho, we got a battle. Look at this. Look at the train. Look at the mini-map. How is this not a Titanic battle? These guys are just following each other. It is that difficult to overtake as Roscoe Arm has dropped out again. Oh no. He was up for a top 5 finish then, I think. That's a big bummer. But it is what it is, and you just kind of have to deal with it. It's rather unfortunate, but it's how it works. Through turn 12, this pack of cars go. Harass, he'll pit stop at some stage. Same too with Kickbutt Kiwi and Kuda. They'll do it at about lap 20, lap 21. But no, seriously, like, you would see this trade and you go, oh my god, what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? Literally nothing is happening. Alright, look, Harass is going to make a move down the inside of Banana. Unless Banana defends the inside line, which he does, so Harass the outside. Banana defends the inside, bit of contact, you know, that adds a bit of spice, side by side between, oh, and a spin! Hello! Oh, this could be nasty if he ungoes at an unfortunate moment! Oh, Conrad, I'm not sure if there was contact, but regardless, he will be quite pissed off about that, dropping so far down the order. Well, we got a bit of action out of that. Into turns 9 and 10 once again. Banana. He doesn't have to worry too much here. Very difficult to make a move at turn 11. Like, don't be complacent, but you don't need to worry too much. It's quite a fast corner, and it doesn't really promote a lot of overtaking, as Hawks has now got F1 Hawk behind him. Hawk and Hawk. Dear me. 3-second time penalty for Misty Griffin. Down the inside goes F1 Hawk into turn 14. A very nice, simple move. But, oh, they both get DRS. Never mind. No need to worry. G-Force drain battery. We'll go back to that in just a sec. But Banana still hanging on. He's going to force Harass the long way round. Harass tries to get a switchback. He's going to try and get another switchback. Down this straightaway. Heading towards turn 4. Looking around the outside again. Banana's putting the car exactly where it needs to be. He's doing a very good job. But Harass, with the better traction, finally gets by. But he'll have to make another pit stop. He's not going to the end. All that Banana has to worry about is F1 Hawk in behind. Let's see, through turn 10. Very nice. Right on board with the Ferrari. Actually no, the Haas might be a better camera shot. Harass leading this group. But remember, he has to make a stop or can make it to the end. Banana. He's actually looking really good at the moment. This Renault. It looks fairly nice to drive. Looks hooked up. Bit of understeer, a hint of it, but not too much. You see there? The better traction, gaining so much time. Come on, straight, 3-second time penalty. Oh no, this could be nasty. 3 wide, heading towards turn 1. Some nice action there. Good racing between the 3 as well. Banana gets by Harass, and he gets DRS as well. He's not going to try and launch an attack on F1 Hawk. He's too far back. Oh, Harass. Turn 4. He leaves himself vulnerable to Hawks. It's not enough. So Banana now in P6. F1 Hawk in P5. He's now got a little bit of clear air in front of him. He's able to put the hammer down. And he sees his teammate's halfway down the back straightaway. Is there enough time for F1 Hawk to try and catch up to his teammate? He's going to be quicker. He's on softer, fresher tyres. He is going to be quicker, actually. Let's get this up, just to be sure. Let's see what OP's Magic's lap is going to be. Oh, dearie me. Block nose is not fun. Ugh. 1 minute 30.686. What about Dre? 1 minute 30.830. Kick Buck Kiwis into the pits. 1 minute 30 flat. Almost a second a lap quicker is F1 Hawk. Let's see, what about the gap to leader? Gap to leader is 9.8 seconds. So he needs to take out, with 8 laps to go, a bit over a second a lap on his teammate. It's a lot of work that he needs to do. Not only that, but he needs to overtake this man, GeForce Dre. He currently holds second place, and he's going to the end of the race as well. See, if we go back to this, look at this. This train, this lovely train full of drama, and nothing is happening. Ah, so sad. As Joggers might go for a move here. No. But he is very, very close to Grim Reaper. He's on fresh rubber as well. So he's got a bit more grip underneath him. Sector 1 yellow flags. That's F1 Hawk. He's made a mistake. I don't believe it. His chance for a win, or a podium for that matter, gone completely out the window. He has made a mistake, a big one, and it's cost him a lot of positions as well. He's now just inside the top 10. Does he have wing damage? Must do. Otherwise, he'll probably try and continue on. Oh, I don't believe it. An unfortunate error. Yep, definite wing damage. There you go. Oh, no. I was really keen to see how this would turn out between the two teammates, but no, it was taken away from us. And look at that, he drops well points as well. Conrad Straight sets a new fastest lap, so it seems OP Magic will remain somewhat unchallenged for the lead. Dre's sort of been hovering around 3 seconds in this race. We'll keep an eye on that sort of gap to leader. But in the meanwhile, with Kuda having to make another stop, I think, unless that man is crazy enough to try and go to the end on those mediums, which might be possible, he will have to make another pit stop, which makes Banana Cake Pie current holder of P3, the provisional P3. And we've got we've got Hawks, Harass, Benny, Grim Reaper, and Joggles all hunting him down. But tell you what, if Kuda can just manage those tyres, it's a gap as well to Banana, he's in with a shot to hang on to that P3. But I know he's got, I'm pretty sure he has a penalty though. So at this rate, it might be just better to try and stay out, if the tyres can make it though. You know. But if the tyres can't make it, then yeah, you have to go in. But Banana's doing a good enough job hanging on to this P4 at the moment. So they're close to each other, but they're not making any sort of inroads to try and overtake them. They're all close to each other, but they're not close enough. Dear oh dear. And when OP crosses the line, it'll be 5 laps to go for this Bahrain Grand Prix. That is... Banana's starting to close in as well. He's gained about half a second on that lap, and that's only going to increase as well. That rate that he's gaining, because Kuda's tyres are really going to fall off. As Hawks is going to make a move, overtake, down the inside. Is Banana going to fight it? Is he going to send it around the outside? No, he isn't. Is he going to get a crisscross? No, he isn't. He's going to get DRS though. He is right behind the Ferrari, really right in behind. He is pushing hard. The Cake Pie in the Renault. Down the inside, they're side by side, heading into the high-speed S's, and Hawks gets better traction. He slots himself into provisional P3. That is, of course, if Kuda decides to pit, which I genuinely think he isn't. He's going to try and go to the end. And Dre is too. Gap is now 2.5 seconds between those two. Tell you what, with all of this sort of settling down a little bit here, I'm going to check penalties. OP Magic has got 1 warning. He's been a good boy. Dre has got 2 warnings, but no pens. Kuda has got 6 seconds, so... oh dear. Hawks has got 2 warnings. Banana Cake... oh, what's that up top? Warning, warning. He's got 2 warnings as well. So Hawks and Banana Cake Pie are on the brink of penalties. Same with GeForce Dre. He does need to be careful if he wants to try and take the race win, that he doesn't get 3 seconds added on right at the end. Gap now is 3.3 seconds between Hawks and Banana, but ultimately it doesn't really matter, because Kuda has got 6 seconds, but he'll take a lot of benefit in the fact that if he's able to hang on, and crossed the line third, he would know that the strategy somewhat worked. Even with the 6 seconds added on post-race. But a nice aerial shot. I love this aerial shot. Love the game. It kicks me from the lobby and my internet was still working. Yeah, you gotta love it. The game is amazing. 10 out of 10. Mate, if it's rated 9 out of 10 on IGN, it is the best game ever. You know. Now, all of the gaming critics absolutely rate this game. They call it revolutionary. A revolutionary piece of shit for sure. I mean, even some of the little things that this game had. Like, multiplayer numbers. What do you mean that the cars had only the career numbers on them for online lobbies? I mean, that wasn't a thing at the beginning of F1 2019. Why is that a thing in F1 2020? Why does the leaderboard shit itself every 3 seconds? The CWS thing is a big thing right at the beginning of this game. But hey ho, it is what it is. Banana though, he would want this. After qualifying in 13th, he finds himself on the brink of a potential podium. Hawks as well, from 15th all the way up to 4th, up 11 positions. An excellent drive from the man in the Ferrari. In fact, a lot of these guys have operated themselves very well today. A lot of them gaining plenty of positions. At the moment, Banana's got no answer to the Ferrari. Losing a little bit of time through turn 12 into 13. Locking up. But still hits the apex and gets a fantastic exit. See, they're building up a gap to just over a half a second rather. And there's Kuda. With 2 laps to go, he finds himself in 3rd on very old tyres, as we might have a move on here. We'll stay on board with Hawks. Takes full advantage of this camo into turn 2. Oh, I don't like it when they do that. I don't like it when they do that. Oh. You think they're going to make contact at some point, but dear me. And OP Magic has opened the gap back up to 3 seconds as well. So it seems that OP has got this thing wrapped up. And honestly, hopefully this will go on, this battle. Hawks won't quite check out quite just yet. Kuda's still fighting on, trying to hang on to P3 on track. He's got penalties, but I think he would like to finish P3 on circuit, because then he'd know that this strategy somewhat worked. Oh, but you can see there, Hawk's able to go way deeper. And hello, Banana. So, the drivers will come out of this final corner to begin the final lap, and Joggles follows through. Oh, in contact, and half spins. Oh, but he catches it. But there goes a potential podium out the window for the Alpha Tauri, as Banana Cake Pie slots himself into P4, which will become P3 due to penalties. But at the moment, Kuda is hanging on to that position. Currently P3 on track. DRS open for Banana. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to go past Kuda, but he has to worry about these guys behind. Benny and Joggles side by side into the high-speed S's. And here comes Hawks. He's got fantastic traction. You can see there, he's just kissing those apexes very nicely. You can see the big black spot at the entrance into turn 8 as well. As Banana and Kuda are side by side. Interesting, into the final, into turn 10 rather. Oh, and spin! That's Hawks in the background. Now, he got reset, I think, because of the game then, if I'm not mistaken. So Banana, I think, is going to hang on for P3, it seems, from 13th up to 3rd. An excellent drive from him, but an even better one from OP Magic. Qualifying P2, he comes across the line, winner here in Bahrain. It'll be GeForce Dre in 2nd place, and if I'm not mistaken, it'll be Banana Cake Pie in 3rd. You can see there in the background, Kuda trying to hang on to the position, ultimately to no avail, and he'll fall down to 6th place, which is actually a pretty respectable finishing position. Now bumped down to 7th, still very respectable, considering he did a soft to medium strategy. He managed to pull that off, and Hawk still finishes in the top 5, finishing 5th. You can see there the drivers. P4, P5 up 10, 7 and 10 places respectively. Awesome drives from those three. These two out front, absolutely commanded. OP wins by 3 seconds to GeForce Dre, then 11 seconds back is Banana. Very much a top 2 sort of forming. And there's F1 Hawk. Oh, he's got a puncture, no less. How old is he? Not that one. 9-lap-old soft, yeah, that's about puncture territory. Oh, well, actually, they can go a little longer than that. But to cap off a somewhat horrible race for F1 Hall, qualifying on pole, and that mistake at turn 12 ultimately costing him a podium finish. And this just rubs salt into the wound, really. Poor fella. He'll cross the line though, he'll soldier on. Oh, he's got 2 punctures. Wow, I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. 2 punctures. That will conclude the race, and it's a fantastic win for OP Magic and for Haas as well. It'll be GeForce Dre in 2nd place, coming off his win in Australia, and it'll be Banana Cake Pie in 3rd. I bet you weren't expecting that, Banana. From 13th to 3rd. But what it also ultimately shows is the sheer power of the one-stop around Bahrain. As you can see here, all of them are one-stoppers. The best of the 2-stoppers was Kickbutt Kiwi. Ultimately, it should have been F1 Hawk. And unfortunately, he came to some sort of trouble at turns 12 and 13. That ultimately dropped him a long way down the leaderboard. I'll make sure I get all of the results as well on the stream. A race to forget for some, a race to remember for others. That's for sure. Now let's have a look at this. I'm sure it was a soft to medium. It was too. Look at that. Someone pulled off a soft to medium strat. Incredible. But there we go. Not exactly the most entertaining race, but it definitely had its moments. It had the potential to be really awesome. There was some really close driving, not necessarily battling, but driving between a lot of the races tonight. They were really close to each other, but aren't really able to do anything with it. It seemed that almost all of the action in terms of overtaking happened at turn 1 or turn 4. There really wasn't a lot else going on. And it's the unfortunate thing with Bahrain, every time I do a race here, it always seems to be the case. It's a bit disappointing, but regardless, still not a bad round. Yeah, it's a bit like Spain. That's a good comparison. Where you got guys who are close, but they aren't really able to do anything. You know, they're just... It's a bit sad, but it is what it is, you know. We just have to deal with it, and each driver has to deal with it. It's a nice thing about Formula One. You get to go to so many different racetracks with so many different characteristics, and there's different challenges with each circuit as well that each driver has to negotiate. But regardless, an excellent win for OP Magic, second place for GeForce Dre, and third for Banana Cake Pie. A very solid drive as well from OP Magic. Completely kept out of trouble, just raced his own race, and he ultimately took victory. A bit disappointing for his teammate, of course. As I mentioned previously, he was definitely on for a podium. Undoubtedly a potential race win as well. If he could really get those laps together, he could have really tried and fight for the win. But I think that will end round 2 of the PS4 Tier 2 Pacific Series here on Race Spec Esports. Tune in for next week. You see, and to explain what's happening, in the Discord of Race Spec Esports, there was a vote put in place to eliminate 3 racetracks from the championship calendar. So then the championship could end before Christmas, because you know when Christmas comes around, it just becomes a big mess with drivers not being there because of, you know, Christmas commitments. So they have to try and finish the season before Christmas. 3 tracks had to be eliminated, and those tracks were Vietnam, China, and somewhat unfortunately, in my opinion, the Monaco Grand Prix. All 3 of them were eliminated due to a public vote that everyone voted, and those were the 3 tracks eliminated. So the next round in this championship, we're going to a racetrack that hasn't raced Formula One in almost 4 decades. It is a very nice thing to see this particular racetrack return to the world of Formula One. It is the Dutch Grand Prix at Circuit Zandvoort, with its awesome banking, particularly the final turn, where as steep as Indianapolis. That is quite steep, not going to lie. It will be so interesting to see how these guys negotiate a proper league race at this completely new racetrack. It should be absolutely epic. But until then, I've been the Smeg. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all next week in the Netherlands at Circuit Zandvoort. Till then, good night.